Hello everyone, my name is Sniping is Fun, and welcome back to the series of various newcomer stage ideas for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and the Super Smash Bros. Series in general. I've done 8 of these so far. I know it's been a few weeks since I've done the last one. I left it off a few weeks ago with the 8th stage idea, which was the Mars base from the Doom series, and this time I come back with a Nintendo-oriented stage. And I had to make a small adjustment. I basically did make an update on like a week or so ago, telling you all about me updating my series, updating like what stages were coming, letting you know a couple of the stages coming, and why I had to make a small little change. The big change being my next stage, stage 9, was supposed to be a Fighter from Three Houses stage, which was going to be the Folding Fields for either Byleth, Edelgard, Dimitri, or Claude. Byleth was announced as the 5th character in the Fighters Pass with Garrod Mach Monastery, so that video had to be scrapped. So the new Stage 9, and you're going to see the name of the video and the thumbnail when I change it, is going to be jumping from one Fire Emblem stage to another. And I'm going to be talking about a stage for heroes, and it's going to be for the character Hell, stage name Land of the Dead, or Hell with one L. I think it'd be, like I said, I thought it should be a cool character. This would be a cool stage idea. I kind of have like a stage, the way I have this stage planned out, it's not like the most in-depth stage. It's pretty basic and different. Like it's pretty much basic, like a standard stage that's pretty much just one singular battlefield. But I have an interesting quirk to it, an interesting idea to it that I don't think we've seen involved in any other stage in Smash Brothers, and I think it'd be working interesting here. It's a unique concept. A unique concept. It might piss off some Smash Brothers fans, especially those that like to be competitive and whatnot, but you always can turn it into the Alpha Omega Battlefield Final Destination stage, so it doesn't really matter. But I think it's an interesting concept. I don't think it was ever in any other Smash Brothers stage. It'd be kind of a cool, different idea. Take on a Smash Brothers stage in its own right, as small as it is, as minor as it is. I think it'd be a cool idea. But the stage would be called, I mean, I don't know, like Nintendo's weird like this. Like I'm saying Land of the Dead because technically it is Land of the Dead, but also it's called Hell. But the villain's character's name is actually Hell because she reigns from there. It's based off Norse mythology. But if they're going to put the character actually in the game, hypothetically speaking, if they put the character in the game and they make this their stage, the character part name is Hell. So you could probably just name the stage Hell, or you can name the stage Land of the Dead. However, which way you put it, I don't care. The stage idea would all be the same nonetheless. And let's get started on my idea for a stage for Hell from Book 3 of Fire Emblem Heroes, the mobile game, Hell, or Land of the Dead. Now, two categories for this like Smash stage series of videos. How does the stage work in music ideas? We'll get to the music ideas in a little bit, but let's talk about the stage idea. Like I said before, I thought of this stage because I picked the stage because it's a big moment for book, for the book itself. I think Hell is probably one of the most interesting characters to come out of Fire Emblem Heroes. And I wanted to represent her. And I put her in my series of 200 some odd characters, and I picked out a stage for her, which I think would be this. And it represents the trailer. If you've seen the trailer for Book 3, I never actually got a chance to play Book 3, so I don't know if this actually happens, like this type of world, this type of environment takes place in the actual book. So all you Fire Emblem fans that actually played Book 3, I haven't got to that part yet. I haven't played Heroes in a long, long time, so I never got around to Book 3 yet. I wanted to base this off the trailer because it's this big moment to introducing this character, introducing Hell and her story, but also because like it's a different type of stage, and I wanted to pick it because it's like it represents that Land of the Dead, Hell, like very mysterious, creepy atmosphere type stage. So yes, that's the stage I picked for Hell. Let's get started. The stage is basically going to be a plain Jane floor-y, based platform, and I'm basing it off of what it was in the trailer. So for those of you who've seen the trailer, it's like this big lake with a very misty background. It's like you're in the middle of nowhere. Like it goes on forever. It feels like Silent Hill, or like the Dark Link fight. The Dark Link fight in the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time, like where it's like in this big field. It's like endless. It never stops. Like in the background, like if you see this, like look at that. Like it's a misty, like dark, evil, dead, dying lake, land of the dead, Hell kind of thing. So it's this main platform. It's this main land. So it's like you're on the land. You're on the floor. So it's not like on a platform that's floating in the middle of something. So it's big land. It takes place in this like ocean lake thing, and there'll be the two dead trees on the side, so you have a little bit of not a platform, but like a barrier, kind of like King of Fire Stadium, like how you have to break the barrier to knock the opponent off. You have to break the trees to knock them out. If not, you knock them upwards out of the stage, or ricochet them off the freaking trees and off the stage too. Either way, it works. Like these dead, dying, just decimated trees are on the side. But you also see, from a visual standpoint, it's in the background. All the like, it just goes on forever. Like this visually, like never-ending lake of death with trees in the background, like dark, like misty thing. Like it goes on forever. So that's the visual background part of the stage. You're on this lake, which you can walk on, because in the trailer, the two siblings pictured here actually are shown pretty much fighting Hell, kind of on this lake. So somehow they're standing on it, and also Hell standing on it. So I don't know if that's just like the ability to walk on the water or whatever, but it's like you're walking on water, like like a dark, evil lake kind of thing. And you're thinking like, okay, that stage sounds pretty bland and boring. It's very basic. There's no platforms or anything. I mean, if you turn it to Battlefield, you probably can get the floating platforms moving around. Actually, the actual stage in its Smash format, I don't know if I necessarily would put platforms on there. Maybe like something like a misty floating decimated skeleton death, land of the dead, Hell kind of things floating around a little bit. But maybe they only appear every now and then. I don't know. If you want to throw those in there, so be it. I've not visually seen it yet, because my quirk, which I'm going to state in 1 second, my little like special, even as minor as it is, a little attraction to the stage to make it different from other Smash stages, is what I want the stage to mostly focus on, and mostly focus like you guys on a platform, so you're not trying to jump off a stage and like using like platforms to kind of move around the stage. You have to fight on the platform and use the air as much as your character you use can. But you can walk on water, so it's basically you're walking on the water. Evil, decapitated, destroyed trees on the sides. The background's all misty and Silent Hilly and Dark Link's Shadow Water Temple-y. Like it looks like you're in the middle of nowhere in this dark, evil lake. That's the stage. What's the big difference? In the trailer, the siblings are pretty much dragged down into the water. So here's my quick little thing about it. If you stand still, you will slowly be descending into the water. So that's why it's a stage you have to keep moving. You cannot stand still or you slowly get moving. And as you get further down, the speed starts to pick up the more you're down. And it's like this, the lake is kind of like alive, like the skeleton, like this like slimy, evil, just death water. It will grab you and pull you down. If you get far enough down, it'll go quicker. There will be no way out, and you get yanked down like how you drown in Smash Brothers. You can, if you go in the deep water in the Smash Brothers stages, like since Brawl onward, your characters drown and you lose a life. So if you don't decide to stand still, you're pretty much gonna get dragged down. It starts off slow. It's like quicksand. It starts off slow, but then as the speed picks up, the longer you stand there, unless you jump out and move, and then you get dragged down and die. So it's a stage you cannot camp on. You'll stand still for very long. You can stand still for maybe a few seconds, but then you have to move. It's a stage of, I need to move and I need to strategize. I'm not standing in the same place. So if it's like long range characters you're playing as, they're probably not the best suited for this game. This stage seems like it'd be more like up close and personal kind of a thing. And I think it'd be kind of cool if we have a stage where the character based off it has a small little bit of an advantage, because Hell walks, but my visualization for her also is that she's kind of like a death god floating type thing. She's based off Norse mythology. She basically is the Grim Reaper type thing with a scythe and everything, floating around in her chair too, like this death like thing. Like it'd be kind of cool if she descends lower. Like her ability to be pulled down in is a lot less than other people, at least by half. Is that cheating? Maybe, but I think it'd be unique to give a character like that an advantage. Like the character on their stage, the stage that they're coming from, especially in the DLC where the stage actually is based off of them and is their own stage, give them an advantage on it. Not saying for her not to get dragged down at all, because that'd be cheap. The whole stage is supposed to be based off you being dragged down, have to move around, not stand still for very long. But I think it'd be cool if Hell herself actually gets to be dragged down slower. Like her descent is a little bit less, like by like maybe a quarter or half. Like she can, stay up a little bit longer, just to give the character an advantage. But not that it's impossible or that she's OP on that stage. She still will get dragged down if you stand still freaking ever. But yeah, that's how the stage works. Is it generic? it's very basic. A lot of my other Smash Bros. Stages are very more in depth on cameos and super intense stuff. Like the Fortnite stage was an actual traveling stage. The Raccoon City stage was a traveling stage with Mr. X and Nemesis as cameos. Various Mortal Kombat characters showing up on the background of the pit, and like the Spike Pit part being part of it. Like there being like Risky Boots coming into Skull Town, like for the Shantae stage I mentioned. I mentioned a lot more in depth on the previous 8 stages. Pretty much. This one's very generic and very forward, but I think the quirk of you not being able to stand still for very long without being pulled underneath and drowning and dying in this death lake of hell and Land of the Dead stuff actually is kind of unique and different in its own right, as minor as it is. And I think it'd be kind of cool to make a stage on that. Like, it's super simple, but it has enough difference to it and originality to it that it makes sense in Smash Bros. Not all the stages in Smash Bros. Are all that original. Some are more generic and more basic than others, and some are more in-depth and crazier than others. Over the history since the original Melee Brawl, Smash 4, and Ultimate now, yeah, there's been a good chunk of very basic stages and very in-depth stages. This is kind of like very basic, but with an interesting premise that I think would work and be unique enough, and I like it a lot. And I think it'd be cool. And the size of the stage, it's a medium stage. It's not like no Elden Bridge or like Newport City or anything, but it's like maybe like a standard Fire Emblem stage length, like kind of like the medium width stage is like a battlefield, about as wide as a battlefield, or maybe big battlefield even. And I think it'd be kind of cool. And it has like that mysterious, creepy presence. So the stage is kind of creepy looking. So it has that Land of the Dead Hell type feeling. So it's like you're playing in Silent Hill or a Darkly water temple fight over in a time, which is a good premise, and it kind of can represent those too. But like that'd be a good premise. Like the lake, you fight on the front, trees on the side, these trees mystifying in the background with this mist, and maybe the mist can cover the front of the stage too. So it's like maybe the mist can come in and cover up the stage for a minute. And it's like my Doom stage where the lights go out and the monsters attack you, but there's no monsters there. You just can't see where you're going because the stage, like you have to just be constantly moving because the mist covers up the stage for maybe a few seconds and you can't see where you're at. That would be cool. That's an idea I just came up with right now. Be interesting. And then maybe platforms can be, if you guys really so badly want them, like maybe some skeleton things come flying over and you could just stand on it and fight for a little bit and then it disappears or something. I don't know. But that seems like a cool stage. And as for music, I picked 10 songs all from Heroes. We have one Heroes song in the game, which is unfortunate because Heroes is an actual good Fire Emblem game. Heroes gets ignored sometimes too in terms of the grand scheme of things. I always never really thought of it being a main entry, given that Sakurai said like Fire Emblem 17 was 3 houses. I always thought that was Fire Emblem 16 because I never counted Heroes as freaking, Fire Emblem 15. But Fire Emblem 15 was Heroes, Fire Emblem 16 was Shadows of Valentia, and Fire Emblem 17 is 3 houses. Like it is a mainline one because it is made by Intelligent Systems. But it has so much. Just like every other Fire Emblem game, a really good music. Fire Emblem is a series known for music, and I wanted to represent the 10 songs I picked for it that represent like overall Heroes, because we only have like one song in the actual game, and none of the ones I picked I don't think are it. So I'm picking the title theme from Heroes in English and in Japanese, 2 different versions, because they seem to do that. Like they did that with freaking like the song from Fates. They did it from the song from 3 Houses. Fire Emblem is known for having English and Japanese versions, and the main theme has that too, where it's like a Latin version, English version, Japanese version. They're known for that, so that's that. There's the boss theme from Book 2. There's the theme of love from Book 3, which this is a stage from Book 3. I have some Book 3 music in there. Entering the Tempest Trials, which I'm not entirely what that is. It's been a while since I played Heroes. Broker Siege's theme, which is I think a battle theme from Book 2, I think? The Book 2 theme in general. Hell's theme, because it is Hell, so we need to have her own theme. Loki's theme, one of the more popular characters from Book 2. And the Book 3 boss theme, which, if you've listened to the trailer, it's that death metal theme, and I'm like, my god, I would love to have that in freaking Smash Brothers so freaking badly. It's like, it'd be really cool. So yeah, that's the 10 songs I picked for Hell / Land of the Dead Stage 4 Hell from Fire Emblem Heroes. Book 3, or Season 3, whatever you want to go by. These are the 10 songs. What do you guys think? Do you guys like these 10 songs? What songs would you pick? Do you guys like these songs? There's songs on here you don't think deserve it? Or is there songs that you think I didn't add from Fire Emblem Heroes that you think would be cool to add to it? Or what about maybe other Fire Emblem music that isn't even from Heroes, that isn't in the Smash Bros. Series yet at all? What about throwing those on these stage? What songs would you like to see represented for a stage for hell from Book 3 of Heroes? Put in the comment section below. We can discuss it down there. My name is Sniping is Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to have a lovely day. And when I come back for stage 10, we're going to be doing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, The Courtroom. See y'all later. Bye. Objection!